Greetings folks. On my channel I'm often asked about how to set up telemetry sensors, and most common telemetry sensor I'm asked about is the variometer. Use a variometer for a glider. It tells you whether you're in lift or sink with those beepy sounds, and it can also record and report your altitude and your maximum altitude as well. Very, very useful and fun sensor to have on a glider. That's sort of a typical glider setup for me. You can also get the G-RX8 receiver, and I've started buying quite a few of these for my gliders now. They combine the XR8 receiver with a variometer. So I'm going to do the setup video on this receiver. Here it is here, all in one. So that is doing all that this can do. And you can see that for tight spaces like on DLGs, that size receiver plus variometer is going to be very, very useful, much easier to fit into a small space. And just sort of less mess than that basically. Comparing it to the full size X8R, you can see it's a lot slimmer. Well, the pins stick out a little bit further either end. I have heard of people taking off these pins here in a really tight situation where you want to squeeze it into a small glider nose, DLG or something like that, and just use these here. You can see we have 6 channels on the left hand side there, channel 7 there and channel 8 there, and S-bus there. So this can be 8 channel PWM or 16 channel via S-bus, and there's a little routine for swapping between S-bus and PWM. There we have the bind and failsafe setup button. And here we have the S port for daisy chaining another sensor like a LiPo sensor or something like that off it as well. And indicator LEDs down here to let you know what state it's in. And these are the antennas, and you can see they're a lot less bulky compared to the X8R. Probably not quite the range of the X8R receiver, but seriously for gliders you don't need 2 or 3 kilometers range. You're flying line of sight. Now the terms S-bus and S-port can be confusing, but basically S-bus is this one here for connecting to another redundancy receiver or connecting to a flight control board. That's a serial communication where all the information for the whole 16 channels goes down one wire. And the S-port is where you connect telemetry sensors, so they're not really related at all. Get a couple of cables for the S-port telemetry connection for connecting another telemetry sensor to this one. And well, this is just another Vario sensor. You wouldn't put 2 on, but say that was a LiPo sensor, you would just connect that onto there and connect that into there like that, and daisy chain other sensors off. You also get an unterminated one where you can configure it yourself, and it includes a wire for the old A style. And you also get a couple of little jumpers for switching the receiver between S-bus and PWM modes. I'll bind the G-RX8 up to my Phoenix 2000 version 2, so just push menu and we find the bind. We choose D16 mode and bind, and yes, telemetry. Now you can switch between S-bus mode and PWM mode by putting this little jumper on the signal pins of channel 1 and 2 when you bind it, and to put it into PWM mode we'll put the jumper on, hold down the failsafe button, connect it up, and you can see we've got a green light and a red flashing light. Just exit out of that. And there we go, we can actually pull off that jumper now. Just to prove it, I'll put this into channel 8, which is the S-bus channel. And you can see we've got PWM control on channel 8. If it was in S-bus mode we wouldn't have control of channel 8. So now we'll put it into S-bus mode, bind, and we don't put the jumper on channel 1 and 7 while we bind it. Hold down the failsafe button, connect, You can see we get the blue light, green light and red flashing light. Get out of bind mode, and we've got the blue light, so we know we're in S-bus mode, and I can just prove that by plugging the servo into channel 8, and you can see the servo's complaining and we don't have control over it. So there you go, that's the difference between the two modes. Alright, let's go for setup now. We're bound up and ready to set it up. Phoenix 2000, and we go across to telemetry, and we need to discover new sensors. So from the Vario, that's ID number 27, we've got the altitude and the vertical speed and the A2. I don't even know what that A2 is actually. I think it's old analog stuff, analog voltage of some sort. And from the receiver side we've got RSSI and receiver battery, ID 25. Stop discovery. Now to set up the sounds, we scroll down to the variometer setup in the telemetry screen. The source has to be vertical speed. It may be something else ridiculous, but you've got to choose variable speed. You can set up the range of vertical speed over which the beeps sound, minus 10 meters per second, plus 10 meters per second, and you can set up the center section as well, whether you can choose either to have a tone or to have it silent. This is what I tend to do when the plane isn't rising or sinking. You probably want it to be silent. I personally only want it to tell me when I'm rising or sinking, really. And I have that on a volume switch on the volume slider on the side here, because the beeps can get rather annoying to other people and even to me sometimes. And now we need to go and set up a switch to turn the Vario on and off. Special functions, so here's where we set up switches, and this special function 3, I've chosen the D switch in the center position to activate the variometer, and the D switch in the down position to say the altitude every 10 seconds. And on the momentary switch, I actually have my momentary switch over on the top left there, that'll tell me the maximum altitude just once whenever I flick that momentary switch. And you can also set that up on the telemetry page. So here I've got RSSI, current altitude and maximum altitude reached, and to reset those figures, or to reset the telemetry, you press and hold the enter, press it again, and it zeroes it back to 0. I've found at my flying field it often starts off at plus 30 meters. I don't know whether that's the actual altitude compared to sea level or something, but I have to reset the telemetry just to make sure that we're starting off at 0. Now with the Vario beeps, if you choose this to be a tone rather than silent, when you activate the Vario it will always be beeping. It can get very annoying. I've got it on a volume switch so I can turn it right down. Higher beep for going up, lower beep for going down. Now I tend to like that center section silent, so it will only sound when it's actually rising or sinking. Alright, we're ready to go. Let's just pop it into my Phoenix 2000 and go and find some thermals. Here we are at the flying field. There's a bit more wind than I'd like, but those clouds look good. Hopefully there's some lift formed around, but anyway, we'll find out. I did actually try this yesterday with my normal Tyrannus, and I was running into some range problems. I was getting low RSSI warnings every now and then, which was odd. I've never had that problem before, so I reflashed the firmware to the receiver. I'll show you how to do that later on. And now I'm on my other Tyrannus Lite, X Lite or whatever it's called. We'll try again. So there's my telemetry screen, got good RSSI, the altitude is reading correctly.
head up to
0.6 meters.
100 meters or so and see what happens.
0.6 meters. 8.3 meters. 57 meters. 94 meters.
Alright, powering off there.
106 meters.
Put the beeps on. That's just general sync, really. Whoa, this is such a rough little thermal. There we go. That's a beauty. There we go. That's what we want to hear. Nice. This is what I want to do. And up she goes. This is a good thermal. Whoops. Whoa-ho-ho. Really fell out of it there.
20.7 meters. 1.8 meters. 2.2 meters.
Flaps on.
8.5 meters. Minus 0.
Oh, that's a well-behaved glider.
Meters.
Awesome. Excellent.
0 meters. 0.5 meters. 1 meters. 8 meters. 72 meters.
Straight into lift. That's great. You see the plane wiggling around a little bit. That's when it sort of hits little bits of turbulent lift. Let's sink. That looks like lift. Oh, it's so turbulent. Doesn't want to come down. So there we go, the Frsky G-RX8 receiver, one of my favourite receivers because I fly a lot of gliders and I like to hear the Vario beeps and log the altitude. Working beautifully with the Frsky X-Lite transmitter. In the next video I'll show you how to upgrade the firmware of the receiver using the X-Lite transmitter. Thanks for watching.